What's up, guys? It's Kale. Doing a quick update of my camera bag. Hopefully the quality is a bit better and hope you guys like it. So, alright guys, to start off, the laptop I use for editing is just a Airbook. It's the smaller edition. So yeah. Alright guys, so let's move on to the camera bag. So what we have inside of here is, on the outside layers, is this strap right here. And I have my handle for filming, and I usually just clip it right on here because I definitely use this almost every single time I skate. I made it. I'll have a video coming out soon of how I made it, and the camera I have is the GoPro Hero 2. So this is just the clip that I use, and I use the adhesive mount on the bottom of this, and that's just kind of how I film lines. Alright guys, so I have this outside pouch, and all I keep inside of here is a skate tool, some wax, a couple shoelaces, rubber band, SD cartridge. This is for writing on your grip tape. All it is a paint marker. So if you ever saw Josh Katz, he writes on his grip tape, and that's what he used. A couple plastic bags just in case it starts raining and I'm still filming. I will need some stuff to cover up my gear. They'll always come in handy. And the last thing I have in here is just the USB for my SD. SD slides right into there, and you have your SB. I don't use this a lot because it's pretty slow, but I still keep it in there. So that's the front pouch. So let's move on to the insides. Alright guys, so the insides, as you can see, there's two zippers on each side, and all you do is take this handle and you pull it back, and there's a little Velcro right there, and you pull that back, and it makes a nice open space for you to go through your stuff. So there's this little divider right here, and I usually keep my GoPro inside this bag. So yeah, you can see inside the bag it's soft, so that keeps the lens safe, and while it's inside of here. And on the other side I just keep a microfiber cloth. Alright guys, and just if you're wondering, as I said before, the camera I use is the GoPro Hero 2, and this is what it looks like. Alright guys, so I have a couple more things on the right side of my compartment. Right in here is most of the battery charging stuff. I also have the Wi-Fi for the remote, or also for the app that you can download where you can see, and most of the stuff is charging. And I keep it in a plastic bag like I do with all my other stuff, just in case it rains, because this bag is not waterproof. So yeah. The next couple things that I have in here is this cord. I use this probably the most frequently out of all my cords. It's just a USB to GoPro. Next up, I have a couple of the cases. Alright guys, so the different backs I have for the cases, this is actually for the Wi-Fi back, so it's a little bit thicker. This is also for the Wi-Fi back, but it's the skeletonized back. So as you can see, there's holes right there. I still haven't taken the plastic off these because I have not used the Wi-Fi back yet. So because I haven't had really any need for them. So yeah, those are in there. And also is the waterproof back. If I have any kind of photos that I like to take underwater, maybe I'll need this back, and I usually carry this in my bag. This is actually one of the necessities in there. Alright guys, so what we have next in our compartment is a couple adhesive mounts. So I'll go ahead and go through these. These type of adhesive mounts are the flat ones, made for any surface that's flat. Per se, the GoPro handle I made for skateboarding, I used a flat attachment. There are also these type of attachments which are curved. They have a slight curve into it, and that is used for helmets and things of that nature. And I also have one more attachment inside of here. This is actually one of the attachments that I use a lot. This is an angle piece that you can set your GoPro to extend or different angles. So yeah, that's definitely a good piece. You can take these apart and use them separately or together like I have them now. Alright guys, next up I have this LED light. It's nothing expensive, just a cheap light, but I do use this for nighttime filming. Alright guys, so next up what I have in here is rope, which is kind of unusual for a camera bag, but I do use this for mounts that I don't trust enough to have them on their own. If it's up in a tree or something like that, I'll go ahead and secure it in there just so it doesn't fall. The next thing I have is a little mini tripod, which I found comes in handy a lot. This is actually not very expensive at all compared to the Cam Caddy, which I will look into in the future, because it does look pretty nice, because it does have a suction cup on it, but I'm not really sure what company brand that is. Next up, we're getting to the bottom here. I have a head mount, which it mounts onto your head. It's pretty self-explanatory. One thing that I do attach to is a little lanyard that you would use for hanging around your neck, and I use this actually for hanging around my neck just in case I'm in a scenario where I'm in the ocean or you know, skating or something like that. I'll put it around my neck just in case it falls off. Alright, next up I have a suction cup mount. This can mount onto almost anything that's flat, so it can mount onto boats, sides of cars, anything of that nature. So it does have a swivel on the head, so you can untwist that and you'll have different angles on there. So that's something nice to have, and it's pretty cheap too. So yeah. Alright guys, so next up I have a little mount actually, and this is pretty common. Most people know about this secret. When you have the packaging of the GoPro, you'll find that this top section right here is what holds the GoPro on. So that will sit right on there, and this will sit on top. And what you can do is peel that off, and this acts as a stabilizer for many camera settings that you can have. So if you're filming something, you don't have a tripod, this will work great. There's a couple more things before I'm done. Two to be exact. I have this smaller version of actually this strap that I use to hold on my handle around my camera bag. So this is what I use to hold my handle on. All it is just a strap with some clips at the end, and that's all that is. And I use this one actually for clipping onto the GoPro, as I said before with the rope. These two can also work with each other and do that way. But yeah, this is what I use it for, and I just toss it in here because it's very useful. And the very last thing I have in my bag is a helmet strap, which most of you guys don't really know what this is. So what it does is go inside of a helmet that is not like a skateboarding helmet, more of a bike riding helmet for those like the old guys who ride bikes and wear those helmets with the holes in them. Pretty much a bicycling helmet. So those guys, the straps go inside and they attach to the helmet. So yeah, I guess if you're an old guy and you like going on bike rides, this is useful, but I just threw this in there because you can attach it to other stuff. It doesn't have to be to bike helmets, but yeah. So this is only used by old people who ride bikes. Alright guys, so that's it. That's all that's in my bag. I'll do a quick overview of what I have in it. Alright guys, so this is pretty much what I have in my bag. This took way too long to set up perfectly like this, but this is all I have really. Alright, so the necessities I would say would be the handle, obviously, if you're skateboarding. Um, let's see, this would be definitely a necessity if you're editing. And if you actually want to see your videos. A skate tool if you're skating, and probably the chargers, or at least the batteries, because those are definitely important when you're on your day trip. So those are definitely necessities in here. And there's one last thing is this. I'd probably take this in my. I'd probably actually carry this in my pocket, just in case I would see an old guy who's riding bikes. I'd probably just give that to him. Alright guys, so the last thing I usually keep in my bag is just a small dog, because they're very useful. I'd say they're actually one of the necessities, along with the old guy strap. So I bought them off Amazon. It was about like $15, pretty cheap. That's a cheap way to get your money's worth, and definitely go ahead and get one of these. So yeah, go ahead and get one of those, and I hope you guys enjoy.